You're sitting at home, your pension check or Social Security just arrived. Maybe it's $1,700, maybe $1,800, maybe even a little over $2,000. You've had enough of the cold winters, high property taxes, or the endless bills in the West. You start searching online, and everywhere you look, Southeast Asia pops up. You see pictures of smiling retirees drinking coconuts on the beach in Bali. You watch YouTube videos of street food in Bangkok for $1. You read blog posts that say, live like a king in the Philippines for just $1,500 a month. But here's the harsh truth. These dream images are only half the story, because once you step off the plane, reality hits. Rent isn't as cheap as you thought. Healthcare bills pile up. The air conditioning you can't live without, it eats up your electricity bill. And suddenly, that $2,000 a month doesn't stretch as far as you thought. In fact, in some cities, some of Southeast Asia's most famous and most popular expat hotspots, $2,000 won't even give you a comfortable life. In some places, you'll be struggling. You'll be forced to cut corners. And instead of retiring in paradise, you'll be counting every dollar. And stick around, because we're not just naming expensive cities. You'll also see the hidden costs, the mistakes real expats made when they thought they could stretch $2,000 a month, only to discover they were in over their heads. If you've ever dreamed of moving abroad, this is the reality check you need. If you're a retiree eyeing abroad, like this now and subscribe. Comment, what's your budget? Let's reveal the truth. Why $2,000 isn't the magic number? First, let's destroy a myth. There's this belief online that Southeast Asia is universally cheap, that no matter where you go, you can live like royalty on a Western pension. But here's the truth. $2,000 in rural Vietnam is not the same as $2,000 in central Bangkok. $2,000 in Dumaguete, Philippines can stretch a long way, but in Manila's Makati district, it evaporates. Why? Housing costs. In the past, you could rent a decent place in the city for $300. Now, in hotspots like Ho Chi Minh City's District 1 or Bangkok's Sukhumvit, prices are $1,200 to $1,800 for apartments foreigners feel safe and comfortable in. Healthcare. If you're 60 or 70, you need reliable healthcare. Local hospitals are cheap, yes, but private hospitals where foreigners usually go charge much more. And insurance? It can be $300 to $600 a month. Lifestyle inflation. Many retirees don't want to live like locals. They want air conditioning. They want imported cheese and wine. They want to dine at Western restaurants sometimes. That raises costs drastically. Visa costs. Long-stay visas often require renewals, agents, or even deposits. In Thailand, Cambodia, and the Philippines, these add hundreds annually. Inflation and currency fluctuations. After 2020, inflation in Asia spiked. Food, rent, utilities, all rising. And if the dollar weakens, your money buys less. So remember, $2,000 isn't magic. It's survival in some places, comfort in others, and barely enough in the wrong city. Singapore, the mirage of Asian Switzerland. Let's start with the obvious one. Singapore. People love it. Clean, safe, efficient. English is spoken everywhere. Healthcare world class. It's like Asia's Switzerland. But here's the problem. It's also Asia's Switzerland in price. Housing. A simple one-bedroom apartment in a decent area is $2,000. Yes, your entire pension gone on rent. Food. Hawker stalls are cheap, $3 to $5 meals. But go grocery shopping? Milk, fruit, meat, double Western prices. Imported cheese? Forget it. Healthcare. Amazing. But without insurance, you'll be hit with massive bills. Insurance itself could be $400 to $600 a month. Transport. Public transport is cheap and excellent, but taxis add up, and owning a car is near impossible for retirees. Bottom line is, if you're on less than $2,000, Singapore isn't retirement, it's financial suicide. Bangkok, Thailand, the city of angels with expensive wings. Now let's talk Bangkok. Thailand is always marketed as cheap. And yes, outside the capital, it can be. But in Bangkok, especially where expats actually live, not so much. Housing. Sukhumvit, Asok, Thonglor, the main expat zones. A modern one-bedroom condo is $1,200 to $1,500. Bigger apartments, easily $1,800. Utilities. Bangkok is hot. You need air conditioning. That's $150 to $200 a month. Food. Street food is cheap, but many retirees don't want street food every day. They go to Western restaurants. That's $20 to $40 per meal. Groceries? Imported goods double or triple the cost. Healthcare? Excellent private hospitals, but expensive. Insurance is a must, adding $400 plus monthly. Lifestyle. Expats here often socialize in bars, clubs, or cafes. That nightlife drains budgets. So while $2,000 might technically cover the basics if you live outside the center, in real expat Bangkok, you'll always Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, the rising giant. Vietnam's Ho Chi Minh City is booming. Skyscrapers, cafes, co-working spaces, a young population. It's exciting, but for retirees, $2,000 a month can be tight. Housing. District 1 or Thao Dien, the expat areas, $1,000 to $1,600 for a 1 to 2 bedroom apartment. Food. Local Vietnamese meals can be $2, but imported food, Western restaurants, wine, coffee chains, all expensive. Healthcare. Improving, but private hospitals are pricey. Insurance, again, necessary. Hidden costs. Visa extensions, frequent travel to renew, adds up. Expats say, yes, you can live cheap if you want, but if you want comfort, $2,000 won't cut it in HCMC anymore. Hanoi, Vietnam, cultural charm. Hanoi is more cultural, slower, older than HCMC, but costs still add up. Housing, Tay Ho, the expat district, $800 to $1,200 for a decent place. Utilities, winters are cold, heating costs money, summers are hot, aircon adds bills. Food, same story, local food cheap, but Western lifestyle expensive. Healthcare, limited in Hanoi compared to HCMC. Many expats travel south or abroad for treatment. So again, $2,000 is survival money, not comfort money. Phnom Penh, Cambodia, the unexpected drain. People imagine Cambodia as dirt cheap, but Phnom Penh, the capital, tells a different story. Housing, expats usually rent condos downtown, $800 to $1,200. Luxury apartments, $1,500. Electricity, among the highest rates in Southeast Asia. If you run AC, expect $200 to $300 bills. Healthcare. Public hospitals are not an option for most foreigners. Private ones are expensive. Visas. Easy, but annual extensions cost $300 to $500. So while rural Cambodia is affordable, Phnom Penh is surprisingly costly. Bali, Indonesia, the Instagram illusion. Bali looks like paradise. Beaches, rice terraces, yoga retreats, but the Instagram Bali isn't cheap. Housing, villas in Canggu, Seminyak, Ubud, $1,200 to $2,000 plus. Food, local warungs cheap, but imported food skyrockets prices. Cheese, meat, alcohol, all expensive. Transport, bikes are cheap, but cars, fuel, and drivers add costs. Healthcare, limited. Insurance adds to monthly expenses. Tourist pricing, locals pay one price, foreigners pay double. Unless you're ready to live like a backpacker, $2,000 won't buy you the Bali lifestyle you see online. Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, slipping from affordable. Kuala Lumpur is modern, diverse, and comfortable. But is $2,000 enough? Barely. Housing, central condos, $1,000 to $1,600. Utilities, Hot climate plus AC equals $150 to $200 monthly. Food, street food cheap, but imported groceries and restaurants expensive. Healthcare, excellent, but insurance is necessary, $300 to $500 monthly. So while Malaysia is cheaper than Singapore, it's no longer cheap enough for a carefree $2,000 lifestyle. Manila, the Philippines, the chaotic capital. Finally, Manila, a city of extremes. Housing, in Makati or BGC, rents run $1,000 to $1,500. Utilities, AC bills of $150 to $250 monthly. Transport, public transport is crowded and unsafe. Grab, ride-hailing, becomes necessary. Daily rides add $300 to $400 monthly. Healthcare, excellent private hospitals, but expensive. Insurance adds hundreds monthly. So $2,000 here is survival money, not comfort living. The lesson: not all of Southeast Asia is cheap. $2,000 works in rural towns like Dumaguete, Chiang Mai, or Da Nang. But in capital cities or expat hotspots, it fails. Retiring abroad isn't just about cheap rent. It's about quality of life, healthcare, safety, and sustainability. So, what's the lesson here? Don't move abroad blindly. Don't trust the headlines that say, live like a king on $1,000 a month in Asia. That's not true in the cities most people actually want to live in. If you only have $2,000, you must choose carefully, because in Southeast Asia's capitals, your dream can quickly become a financial nightmare. But don't worry, in my next video, I'll share the cities where $2,000 really is enough and where your retirement can still feel like paradise. Subscribe so you don't miss it.